We are in week number 4 of a series called Not Do But Done. And some of you guys have been part of the series in the past, but we're repeating it because there's so many new guys joining us. So just a note for the guys that has been part of that. And in week number 1, we looked at the different ways of approaching God. The one is a very religious way, and we've defined religion as we trying to work our way back to God. It's the snakes and ladder game. If you obey all the rules, then you get closer to God. If the snake bites you and you sin, you get further away from God. And it's kind of like that system that's running. And Jesus came to end that system. He says, no longer do you have to work to get to God. I am bringing you back to God. Actually, in fact, never mind I'm bringing you back. I'm someone coming straight to you. So I'm closing the gap between you and God. And he then at the end of his life, when he was on the cross, he made this statement, it is finished. Basically, we say that means this game of snakes and ladders is finished. And we believe in him. We start there. So Christianity is not a religion where you follow rules so that God may love you or may accept you or may bless you. It's where you believe that God chose to close the gap because he loves you. And his power is bringing you in, not your power. Okay? So just a quick little background. Today, we're going to look at something I'd like to call the great mystery. I don't know if you guys like mystery movies. Anybody like me? Like the latest one was Knives Out that came out. Do you know that one? It's like this detective mystery, who murdered who's, like the game of Cluedo or Murder on the Orient Express, and then you like need to find out what's happening. It's like all of those cool ones. Mysteries in life. We all love a good mystery, man. It's either Cluedo, the game, or Knives Out, or some of us even in marriage we've discovered. You know? When your wife looks at you, my man, and she asks, how am I looking in these jeans? The answer to that question remains a mystery, people. And it's going to be for quite some time still. In any case, there are many mysteries that we're journeying with, but today we're going to look at the greatest mystery ever revealed to all of mankind through the finished work of Jesus. And the way I'd like to look at this mystery, it's written up in Colossians chapter 1, verse 27, and it says the following: God wanted to make known among the Gentiles the glorious wealth of his mystery, which is... You're going to have to still listen to the sermon before you discover that. So to unpack this mystery, I want to do 2 things. Firstly, I want to show you guys why this mystery is so profound. Why do we need to be able to see in what this mystery will come and change forever? So why this mystery will change everything as we know it. So that's the first point. Secondly, after revealing this, I want us to look at and gaze upon the implications of this mystery for a moment that Jesus has now revealed. God has now revealed through Christ. So firstly, the mystery that will change everything. Now, I've mentioned there are 2 ways in which we can approach God: the religious way, and that's called the do way. We need to do. And then there's the grace way, which is called the done way. God has done this for you on your behalf. It sounds too good to be true. Do you believe it? That's the question. Or do you still want to work for it? Big, big question. Now, if religion is the do way, religion has kind of like these 2 levers that it functions with, 2 powerful levers that religion pulls in our lives to get us to follow and to do and to be burdened and enslaved and enchained by that system of approaching God. The 2 levers are called distance and delay. Religion thrives on distance, and it thrives on this idea of delay. You know? And I want to quickly unpack these 2 levers that you guys can see what's the implications of this and how Jesus' mystery would come and radically change it. So the first one is then the lever of distance. Now, distance is basically like Bette Midler said, Tannie Betty. Do you guys know Tannie Betty? She sang that song, From a Distance, the world. You know? She's just saying it way better than I'm doing now, but by the way. And it's kind of like what Tannie Betty said. Religion says, Tannie Betty, you got it right. You know, God is looking upon us from a distance. He's up there far away. He doesn't see me. He doesn't care about me. All is from a distance. Anybody ever felt like that before? No? Especially after you've done something wrong. Or maybe you didn't come to church. Oh, I feel so God's not when God's distant. It's very far away from me. I need to come back to church again a little bit. I need to read my Bible a bit. I need to pray a bit. And I need to be serious about this. I'm not in it with my heart. That God is far away. Anybody felt like that? Okay, that's religion just between me and you. That's not at all what Jesus proclaims and not at all the truth, even though your feelings might tell you that. Now, the problem with distance, let me just quickly talk about the implications of this. You know, in South Africa, we can understand this actually quite well because there has been an attempt to keep people apart in this country. And there has been great distance between people. And you know what I find happen whenever we have distance between one another is assumptions start taking over. And you know what they say about assumptions? Nah, I'm making you and me. Okay? Now, the point is, someone walks there on the street, you don't know them, name, they don't look like you, they don't talk like you, they don't live like you. So you make a lot of assumptions. And that assumptions then start playing around in your mind. And thoughts like fear, unknown, sometimes angry, disappointed, forgotten, don't care. See, the more distance comes in, the more we assume the person is avoiding me. If you bring it a little bit closer to home, like your friends or the family, not speaking anymore, there's distance. You've forgotten about, you don't care about, I don't matter. Do you guys see what distance does? And all of those thoughts are assumptions that you're making about why the person is quiet. You get what I'm saying? So whenever we have distance, the opportunity for fears to rise up in our hearts and to break down community is there. It's like it's ripe for that. And the same thing happens in our relationship with God. If you believe what religion tells us, that God is far away, he's the big guy with the beard up there, upstairs, and you better get your life ready. He doesn't even look at you. If you believe that, you believe he's like this big guy, and you need to be very afraid, and he's angry at you. He doesn't like you. He's disappointed with you. He's forgotten about you. He doesn't care about you. Do you guys see? And I just want to mention this. I was reading it this week as I'm working through Matthew and John both. But I'm sitting with Matthew's story, and I was reading through the moment Jesus got tempted. And what's so interesting about that moment is the enemy steps in, and in Matthew we read, and it starts off with the devil tempted Jesus. And the whole time it refers to the enemy as the devil. Now the word devil is a title given to the enemy because the enemy doesn't even have a name. The Bible just tells us this is the role that he plays. So we call him diablos, devil, which basically means slanderer. To slander someone means you twist the truth with malicious intent to make them look bad. And the devil comes in, and what does he do? He slanders. The slanderer finds Jesus in the desert. And who's he slandering? Whose character is he portraying falsely and twisting the truth of? Whose words is he doing that with? The Father's words. So I want to tell you, if you're sitting and you're listening and you are hearing that God is not happy with you, he doesn't care about you, he's very far away from you, he has given up on you, I want to tell you something. It's not Jesus. It is the slanderer that's busy slandering the reputation of the Father. He's not speaking about the Father that Jesus reveals. He's not far away. Do you hear what I'm saying? So first picture, religion thrives on the distance lever. The second lever that religion pulls in our lives is the delay lever. You know, the one that says, give your life to Jesus. One day, when he comes back, he will maybe open up the gateways of heaven to you. Ever heard that one before? Yeah, I've many times thinking about this, so many times, especially after since going from I came from a very reformed background into a charismatic background. The one big thought that always came up to me or up in my mind about this idea of delay is why, when we baptize guys, why don't we just keep them down there? I mean, we're anyway going to be waiting for 1 day, so let's make it 2 days for you, bud, and let's go. You know? I give my life to Jesus. I'm going straight to heaven. I'm not even giving you an opportunity to maybe consider or do something else, just like going to heaven, baby. And we cancel the delay. It's a lie. I just want to tell you guys, it's a lie that religion tells you. And you know what that lie does? It gets you confused and puts you in a place of passivity. You have no hope for this world. Jesus' power only works in a miracle prayer moment when you give your life to him. And then his power only works 1 day. If you were a very good person, like Santa would come, and then he'll give you the present, and you can go into heaven. Do you get what I'm saying? The problem with that? Bible. Jesus didn't come to take us to heaven one day. Not at all. He came to bring heaven down to us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Mentioned this many times. Your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. So what's coming down? Heaven is coming down to earth. Not earth is departing and going to heaven. The power of God is working here. It's coming down. And as long as religion has its grip on you, it will get you to wait for one day for heaven. And you don't believe Jesus can change your today. You know how many times I speak to people that long for Jesus to change their right now? But they don't believe he can, or he wants to, or even that he's here. Just want to say that. But then on the other hand, I see people who meet and they actually believe. And then there's these moments where you see heaven breaking through in people's lives. And it's like, wow, amazing. So exciting to see this happen. So the big thing that's going to change because of this mystery that has now been revealed, we find in Colossians chapter 1. Listen to this. God wanted to make known among the Gentiles the glorious wealth of this mystery, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. That's the mystery. The mystery is Christ in you. Now, just for a moment, let's look at our two levers. Does Christ in you mean there's great distance? If Christ is in you, is he far away or is he in you? Is he close? He's even closer than your hubby now, because he's not in front of you or next to you. He is in you. So talk about canceling distance, like going full out, like doing the ultimate with that. Delay. If Christ is now in you, with you, right now, present tense, in you, is it like one day only that you're going to be with Jesus in heaven? Or is he now with you, in you? Right now. Do you guys see how this mystery blows the religious world out of the water? Paul says, if you can discover the truth, if you can discover this mystery that Christ is in you and he is the hope of the glory that you've been longing for, meaning glory means God's way, God's opinion, God's original intent restored in your life. All the pain, all the brokenness, all the hurt. I'm so thankful that I can see this being restored in my life. I mean, we love it when in book event, Papa. It feels like something is right. We glory in that. And that's like one little aspect in our life. Christ in us is your whole life, not just a rugby game on a Saturday. It's like your marriage, the way you see yourself, your children, your workplace, your past, your present, your future. Everything gets gloriously restored when Christ is in you. Okay, now I've given you guys some information here. So how does this practically work? Because it sounds very nice, Lorraine, but I still feel Jesus is far away. Correct? So how does this whole thing practically work? Okay, it's a mystery. Just take note of that firstly. So we won't be able to fully understand this mystery logically. But when you have a relationship with Jesus, you'll discover how powerful this mystery works within you. The more you journey with Jesus. So what I want to do is I want to gaze upon this mystery for a moment with you guys and give you a few ways of looking at this to understand what this actually means. And then also give you an opportunity. I'm going to tell you two stories and then we're practically going to act in one of these ways. Ways that Jesus has given us to look and gaze upon this truth that God is no longer far, but he is right here and he is in you. Whether you believe it or not, his access is with you. And I want to look at these implications. The first way I think we can look at this, to gaze upon this mystery, just to kind of get a grip, the easy one, is by looking at all of the feasts that we celebrate as Christians throughout the year. What's the most famous one in the world? Christmas. Gold star. You got that one. And what do we celebrate at Christmas? What's the whole story about? Instead of getting presents, what happened at Christmas? We celebrate that. Jesus was born. And we should call him, he will be called Emmanuel. And what does Emmanuel mean? God with us. So talk about a gap closer there, baby. And in Christmas, we do not celebrate us trying to get to God. Every year we celebrate, God made the decision to come to us. Why are you still trying to get up there and get to him? What's going on here? Are you celebrating Christmas every year? God is now with you. He's here walking with us. He's with us. Okay. Second feast, Big. After Christmas comes, big one. Oh, you guys are doing so well. Okay, and in Easter we celebrate that Christ died, help me, for you. Oh. So during Easter, we look at the fact that Christ is not just with us, but that idea that he is angry at us, he doesn't want us, he doesn't care about us, he wants you to earn your acceptance from him, and at least that he can look at you, kind of vibes. That idea has gone out of the door. God made it clear once and for all. He is for you. And if he is for you, who is against you? In fact, who can be against you? That's what the word says. I can tell you who is against you, but the who can be? Clearly, not Jesus. So if anyone ever wants to tell you anything different, just tell him you don't know my Jesus. I think you need to go and listen to what he has to say. So, Christmas, Christ with us. Easter, Christ for us. Next big feast. With me. Think. We actually went through it not too far back. He ascended, and then he said, Pentecost. And what happened on that day? Christ decided to make his dwelling in us. Do you guys see how powerful this is? That's Christ's personal presence. John the Baptist says, I baptize you with water, but the one coming after me, he will baptize you with the Spirit and with fire. He has the capacity to bring the Eden life into you. And he personally lives within you. So no longer I need to, if you ever feel God's not there, tell him. And ask him, Holy Spirit, please, you're with me. You're in me. Remind me just quickly of the truth. Are you going to listen to your emotions, or are you going to listen to the truth of Jesus? Do you hear what I'm saying? So God is in us. Okay, now that's one way of gazing upon this. Let's quickly look at the implications of that. When we say Christ is in us, like the Holy Spirit's in us, one implication of this deep intimacy that we have with God has to do with two little words. I'm going to give you an example of this. Sympathy versus empathy. Okay? So if you don't know the difference between the two, sympathy basically means you can see someone else going through a tough time and you can say, yes, I really feel sorry for what you're going through. It looks like you're going through a very tough time. I'm so sorry that you have to experience this. And you give them some sympathy. You might even say, like, I can imagine what it must feel like, but you're lying because you don't know, because you haven't been there, because you haven't gone through it. Even if it was kind of the same thing, it's not the same. So sympathy has something of a distance, even though you feel sorry for the person going through a tough time. Now, can I say something quite radical? Jesus do not feel sorry for you. He doesn't feel sorry for you. He does not look at you and say, sorry, I'm so sorry that you have to go through this tough time. Jesus doesn't feel sorry. Jesus doesn't show sympathy. He shows, and he can show it, he can show empathy because he's in you. He is experiencing every single part of your life as you walk with it. He's the only one that has the power to relate to your situation in a way that no one else can except him. There is someone that really, really, really knows. Empathy is you go down with someone into the gutters. You're right next to them. You're in the mud. Your hand's in there. You're in the mace. You are experiencing this moment with them. You are 100% engaged. The God that we serve is not a God that stands back and says, I'm so sorry that, you made such bad choices. Shame. Boy, you buddy, now you're going to suffer. Anybody ever thought that? God's punishing me. Come on. I really become angry when I'm hearing that because it is the slanderer that's lying to you. God does not punish you. He loves you. He loves you so much that he comes and walks with you through your divorce, through your pain, through your past mistakes, through your doubts. There is not one place that he does not know exactly how you feel. One implication. No longer do you have to feel alone in your hurt. There is one person that can make it real. And I'm not just talking about mind here, guys. I'm talking about, are you willing to open your heart to this truth and allow the Holy Spirit to come and speak to you in such a way that only He would be able, because He has empathy. He is in you. And He can bring healing in places where you didn't even know you need healing. That's His capacity. One implication. Maybe a quick story about this implication. I heard it this week and it was so powerful. It's a lady that was in Britain, in the UK. And she was addicted to drugs. And this addiction actually totally ruined her world. She was seeking for help wherever she could find, and she just couldn't. She was hopelessly addicted to drugs. And at a certain stage, she got to a church. And she was hearing at these churches now, I'm using the example, a religious message. She never heard the truth that Jesus is in you. She just heard, you need to really work hard to prove yourself worthy of Jesus' acceptance. So now, that means I need to really try hard to stop using drugs. And she tried. Oh, my word, she tried with everything in her. And she just couldn't break this addiction. The more she tried, the more she failed, and the less she felt closer to God. God's further away from her, God's further away from her, until she came to the point where she wanted to take her own life and said, I'm giving up. God's not real. She was at the end of her rope. And at that moment, when she said that, God showed up in a vision. Jesus Himself stood before her. And she said, I'll never forget this moment. This is radical, guys, so get yourself ready. Put your seatbelts on. Jesus looked at her and He says, give your drugs to me. And he says, I'm trying, but I can't. I'm trying. He says, no, I'm not asking you to try. I'm asking you to give it to me. But I'm trying, Jesus. And the next moment, she saw Jesus taking the drugs from the counter where it was, all the needles, all the stuff. He took it from her and He pushed it into His own arm. And the moment He did that, she's like, no, you can't do that. You can't take this. And Jesus says, I have taken everything that wants to kill your life. And see, it cannot do anything to me. I've taken. And the moment she saw the empathy, she saw Christ in her. She saw the relating. It was like Jesus just set her free. In that moment, she was free. I've been trying, but Jesus comes and He does it for me because I can't. And the moment you see Jesus do it, there's kind of like the hold of the enemy is like broken over your life. Christ in you, the hope of your glorious renewal, your glorious freedom from whatever addiction, whatever past it may be. What a powerful picture. One implication. Another implication story is a little bit more personal in my own journey, but I'll never forget the fear that rose up in my heart when I realized I'm coming to plant a church in Durban. And I was still living in between Durban and Bloemfontein. My wife was still here, and I'll never forget it. That was the one morning standing in Central. Some of you guys might have heard this story already, but in worship time, and myself and Donnie, we spoke about this idea that when we come to a city or come to a new place, we want to trust God to open up a well as a symbolic picture where people can come and drink and have living water, that kind of idea. And many times in communities where you see people gathering together, loving one another, you see something of that well being dug, and people coming more, because some of the guys have been digging for many years. There are churches in this environment. There's lots of water because of faithful people gave their lives and energy and stuff for that. And I started praying and I said, oh, God, please give us favor in this. Please give us favor. Donnie actually said to me, I must trust God to give us a well that's already been dug. So I was like, please, Jesus, please, give us a well, please. Kind of like, you go there, I'm still here, I hope you give me favor, you will come and join me, and that you can give me a well, and that we'll be okay, and that there will be blessing, and that people will come quickly. Yeah, it's kind of the picture. And as I'm sitting in that service, while we're busy worshiping and I'm praying this, the Holy Spirit arrests me instantly in that moment. And He says to me, what are you praying? What are you praying? Don't you know that out of you will come streams of living water? You're praying for a well. You are the river I am sending into Durban. My Spirit lives in you. You are hoping that I would change your workplace. You are the change I'm sending to your workplace. You get what I'm saying? Christ in you, the hope of glory for that place to turn around, for your family, for your children. Guys, do you see the implication of Christ in us? This mystery. No longer do you believe that you are hope. Oh, Jesus, please come and change my workplace, my boss. I'm looking at some of you guys. I'm walking with you. My salary, Jesus. Listen here, buddy. You are a spring of life. I am the creator of the universe, the one that provides all. Trust me. Do you believe this, or do you still want to believe distance and delay? But only one day my power can work. Only one day I can let something flow over in your life. Or do you believe that I'm here right now? So I don't know how many of you guys noted. I didn't even plan this. It's just not on my mind now. And then we're going to end off in the last way of gazing upon this idea of Christ in us. But have you noted I got a new jacket? Feel very chuffed with my jacket. The other day, Andre said, I look like I went to Cape Town now. I'm like a yuppie now. I'm like next level okie. Nah? I got a fashion designer telling me that they approve of my new jacket. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this new jacket is Paul speaks about it. And he says, you know, we are tasked to take off the old man, my old jacket, and put on the new jacket. Why am I sharing this with you guys? Every single time you decide to believe a lie and you give in to this, poor me, God mustn't love. Ek is like swart skapie. You know, that was the picture. Agter ons in die kraal. I'm not his favorite. I'm his bad child kind of vibes. Eh? That's old jacket. Take it off. Take it off. But you cannot just take it off. You must also put on the new one. It reminds me of Bloemfontein. It feels like nowadays I'm a sissy because I'm getting really cold here in Durban. And I can't believe that I am getting cold. I'm wearing double jackets nowadays. The Bloom guys are looking at me and saying, oh, sissy. Oh, Brent, he was just laughing at me the other day about this. But anyways, but the reality is in Bloemfontein, you really know this. I mean, if you take off your jacket and it's the middle of winter and we're talking minuses, what do? You can't keep your jacket off like for a minute. You're going to start dying there. It's super cold. So the first thing you do is you're looking for a jacket to put on. So Paul doesn't say just take off the old man. He doesn't just say, okay, when the lie comes up, I don't need to believe in this. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in this. That's not what he's saying. He's saying you need to take it off. Like, I reject this. This is not of you. Don't want this gift. No, thank you, sir. And you walk over and you take up, receive, take the gift God has given you, put it on, and you speak to Jesus. That's the way you do this. You clothe yourself with the words of Christ. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. No one loves me. No one cares about me. No one looks for me. Poor me. Old jacket. New jacket. Jesus loves me. I have a place to belong and I can be a blessing. I don't need someone to be with me to be a blessing. He is with me. You get the difference? So identify the lie, reject it, and put on the opposite spirit. This person hurt me. I am going to take it out on him. Revenge, baby. I'm vir jou plek. Ek bid sommer vir jou. I'm praying for you that you will get a pain where you didn't even know you could have a pain. New jacket. I pray blessing over that guy that hurt me. And I pray that he would be so overwhelmingly blessed in every area. I pray that he would be the greatest father or the greatest mother, whatever the role is. Whatever you desire for yourself, pray that somewhere in superabundance for them. That's when you put on the new jacket, because I am blessed because Jesus is in me to be a blessing. Do you get the difference here? You'll discover how powerful this is. The hold over this thing that makes you a victim to life and put you down in the dumps and everything that you can. My boss is Jesus. I work for him and he changes the world. And my daddy's with me. Are you with me, guys? Massive implication. Okay, so last way that we can gaze upon this, and this is where we're going to be ending today, is communion. Communion is such a powerful moment of remembrance that Jesus asks his followers to do consistently. You know what's so powerful about communion? Jesus, the other day we actually looked, Chosen's new series is all on the table, at the table, the Last Supper, the Lord's Supper. Interesting fact, did you guys know this? Sorry, before I'm going to land on this one. I discovered it the other day. Did you know that the first supper ever taken on the moon, the first meal ever eaten on the moon, was communion? Did you guys know that? And it was Mr. Buzz Aldrin that insisted that he wanted to do this. NASA said, because of lots of negative public with atheism at that stage, that they're not going to, he's more than welcome to do it. So he and Neil Armstrong, inside of their spaceship while they were on the moon, first meal that they had was communion. And after that, they climbed out and he said, one small step for man. Can you imagine this? The first thing that we celebrated as humanity when we arrived on a different, let's say planet for this, universe, the moon, star, donkey, thank you so much, was communion. Now, why is this so profound? Communion is a covenant meal, and it's only something that you take after you've celebrated. It's the wedding feast meal. It's the meal that you celebrate after you've been united, actually. Do you guys realize that? It's quite powerful. And what happens when you eat that bread? What happens? It becomes a part of you, and you can never take it out. It's now part of your body. And when you drink that, it becomes one with you, and you can't take it out. Jesus says, I want you to remember that my sacrifice on the cross made this a reality. Not just that I'm with you or that I'm for you, but that my presence lives in you. And I know exactly how you feel, and my power walks with you wherever you go. Do not believe the lie of religion that one day only, and Christianity is about one day I need to get to heaven, so I just need to do all the right things. My question to you today is, what do you want to trust Jesus for in your right now? When you hear this news, what's the thing that you're trusting him for in your right now? Because he's hidden. And he wants to work through you. Cool. I want to ask that we someone turn to one another 2 by 2, and we share communion together today. And you can serve one another in communion. Jesus says the bread is his body that was broken for you, and the blood is his blood. The wine is his blood, and it will give life to you. And the blood is life. So can I invite you to make use of communion and serve one another with communion this morning? And then after that, I'll pray for us.